Okay, so now that I've traced the bowl and outline, I've also made sure that these are shapes, just not just lines. So if I zoom in here, especially this line here, so this line here, it's not just a line, it's actually a shape. So if I move it over here, you can see this is the shape that I've created. So I'm just going to put it back. And same with this one here as well. So it's not just a line, I've actually created a shape. So if I move that one, you can see that it's a shape. So make sure when you're tracing as well that everything that you've traced is a shape, not just a line. Okay, I've also drawn some chopsticks here, and I've put 2 more down here to then create the shadows as well. What you're going to do now is I'm going to select on this shape here. So that's the one I'm going to use, just so that you can see it. Then on your toolbar here, you need to select Gradient Tool. And then you can click on the shape that you'd like to use. Okay, and then click Gradient. So there's my gradient tool there. You can also select these squares here to change it as well. So if I want to click on my fill, so that's my gradient. So I've clicked on that. You can change it to the black, or you can change it to gradient here as well. What you can do, now that my gradient is open a bit more, there's different types of gradients. So firstly, looking at here, because I've selected this gradient tool here, it now shows me this bar over here. So I can adjust this bar and it adjusts the tone of my bowl or the shading, where it's the gradient. So there we go. I would put it there. Happy with that. Over here, you can also change the stroke or the angle. So here there's the angle. So I might have it 60 degrees. So now it's changed the angle of my gradient. So maybe 45. And then I can change there. There's my gradient for my bowl. You can also try the different types of gradients. There's linear gradient, which we're using at the moment. There's radial gradient, so I click on that. That creates a circle, and then you can go around the circle and then change the angle of it as well. So you might have the angle at 45, and then again changing the angle. So we might actually use this gradient here, so the radial gradient, because it's a bowl. These sections here and here would be the darkest areas, and then the middle would be the lightest. So this is actually quite good. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to do the same thing with each shape. So then this shape here, there we go. I might choose this gradient here. So this one's a bit different. Let's see if it works. So we're just trialing it out. Okay, I'm going to use the linear gradient for this one. I'm going to put it on an angle of 30. And then I'm going to adjust my tones. So there we go. That's that. Then I'm going to click on the next shape. Then I'm going to click on gradient. And then I'm going to keep adjusting. So I might use the radius one for this one. Actually, no, I'm going to use a linear. Once you have finished figuring out your gradients, what you can do is you can now start selecting different colours. So on this gradient bar here, I need to double click on this circle, and then it might come up with this, and then I click on this section here called swatches, and you can select different types of colours that you might like. And now I can adjust my bar again, like that. And I can do the same thing with this one here. So selecting my different shapes again, double clicking, and selecting my colours. Okay. Then I might want to adjust it. There you go. And then the same thing here as well. So this is what you're going to be doing with your gradient tool to make it look 3D as well. And then for this shape here, I might want to change the opacity because this is going to be the lightest section. So I might change the opacity to 50%. So it's lighter as well. And then you can adjust the gradients. Okay, so once you've done that, what I've done now is I've written the steps. So just copy what the writing says here as well. This template will be on Schoology as well, so just double check that. With the gradient tool as well, if it doesn't work properly, I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to copy this one, so this shape here. So if you're having trouble with the gradient tool, what you can do is you can select the shape, click on the gradient, and then click on one of these dots here, and the gradient will fill in. So I'm going to click on it, and there you go. That's how you can fill in the gradient. Okay. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to make sure that these are all grouped together. So I'm going to select those and press Ctrl G to group. So group at the end of this task when you're done. I'm just going to move this over here. So I might actually group that together. Bring that up here. Then I'm going to group this together. That. And I'm going to bring that down. I might reduce it in size. So it's going to go there. So this is now laying out your page. I'm going to group this together. I'm going to put that next to it. Then I'm going to group this together and place it there. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ungroup this. I'm going to Control C, Control V, and I'm going to copy it and place it here. And now we just want a background for this so it sits a little bit better and it shows that it's sitting in place. So I'm going to do a rectangle tool. And I'm going to sit it there so it looks like it's on the table. So I'm going to have this placed there. I might change the color so it's a bit lighter. Then I'm going to press right click arrange, send to back. That's there. And then I'm going to do another rectangle tool so it looks like it's sitting on a table. And I'm going to double click here and create that a bit yellow, a bit orange yellow. And then I'm going to use my selection tool, right click, arrange, send to back. And that just makes it look like it's sitting on a table a bit more. Gives a little bit of depth. I might add another shape. Just here. Have a darker orange, so double click. Arrange, send to back, and then I'll arrange, bring forward. Okay, so now it looks like it's sitting a bit better. I might need to bring this down a bit. There we go. So now it looks like it's sitting on a table and it has a background as well. Now that I've finished this, I might actually move this one up here and then select all of this, control group, and then place it there. Okay. This is how I would like you to arrange your page. So we have step 1, so we have the image, the original image. We'll have the steps, step 1 to 4. Then we have our tracing, our outline structure, and we have step 5 to 6. Then we have the copied structure filled in with our gradient. And then we have our final piece with our background as well. So this is task 3, using the pen tool and the gradient tool.